Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be what I call my mommy look. This is the I have to get out the door and be somewhere and I don't really have a lot of time, so I'm gonna slap some stuff on my face. I feel like I need to look put together because I'm either going to work or going to soccer practice or going to appointments or whatever it may be. Like, I still have to look a little bit put together. And one thing that I've noticed helps is just having like a really messy sort of hair. That way I can get up, put some dry shampoo in my hair, put a couple more curls in it, and it looks okay. It looks like you tried but you really didn't. And also like doing my eyebrows, I have to do that. I feel like that makes your look a little bit more polished. But having 4 kids and getting them out the door and to wherever they need to go can be pretty challenging, and I just don't always have a lot of time for myself, so my makeup really doesn't have a lot of time to be put into it. So these are the products that I've been using. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and if you'd like to see how to do a quick mommy look, then keep watching. Okay, so before I started this video, I did a few beachy waves with my curling wand, and I usually do my hair first. That way if I don't have enough time, like, at least that will be done. Usually I don't put my hair in a bun or a ponytail because it's like at that length where it's not long enough and it looks even worse. So if anything, I do have to do my hair. That's one thing that I have to do, especially if I'm going to work. Like, I have to look a little bit put together. So then I just applied my regular skincare products, moisturizer, sunscreen, that sort of thing. And if I'm feeling super tired or I have puffy eyes, I use the MAC Fast Response Eye Cream. This has caffeine in it, so it reduces the puffiness and just makes you look a little bit more awake. And then I also applied this oil control lotion from MAC, and I just put it in my T-zone where I get the most oily. And now moving on to foundation. So I've been trying out the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I'm in the shade Vanilla. So I'm applying this with a brush because I find that using a brush you get a little bit more coverage. The Beauty Blender is amazing, but when I need fuller coverage, I usually just use a brush and then I'll go back over it with the Beauty Blender. And this foundation, it says it's a medium to full coverage foundation. I would say that that is true. This is just one layer and I feel like it's covering pretty well, and I'm gonna stick with that. My shade is in Vanilla, so it looks a little bit light, but I'd actually rather it be too light than too dark. So I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Beauty Blender. It's damp and or it's not a Beauty Blender, it's just a beauty sponge. I think it's the Real Techniques one, but they're probably all pretty similar. Okay, now for concealer. This one is just great for me. It stays in place. It's the Pro Longwear Concealer. You guys know I've loved this for a long time. I'm using NC20. And I'm just taking that under my eyes and then also on my eyelids to double as a primer. And I like just using my fingers. The Beauty Blender, when I do this also with that, I feel like it absorbs the product, so I just wait until I'm finished and then it blends everything out. So that's all tapped in, and now I'm just going to go over it. And I guess this will remove any excess if you have too much. Okay, now to set everything, I just use this big fluffy brush, and when I'm in a hurry, I pretty much use this brush for everything. I'm using the MAC MSF Natural in Medium Plus. And I'm just taking a light dusting. When I don't have time, I really don't have time to wait for the foundation to set on its own. Sometimes I like just waiting a little bit before I apply my bronzer and blush. That way everything is dry and you don't get like that smudgy, muddy look. But sometimes you just don't have time to wait, so setting it with a powder just is faster. Okay, now I'm taking my bronzer. I'm using that same brush, and this is the MAC Warmed MSF, and it's kind of like a bronzy shade with gold in it, and it looks a little bit orange, but when you put it on, it doesn't really look that way. Like, it completely scared me, but this is something that I go back to like every summer, and it just works well with my skin tone. So I'm just going to apply this to the hollows of my cheeks, sort of like contouring, but just giving a little bit of color to my skin. I haven't really been contouring a whole lot, just because when you're in a rush, you just really don't have time. So I'm also bringing this down onto my neck, and this powder almost makes you look like you were in the sun, like you have a little bit of red to your skin, like you're a little bit tan, but you have like a little bit of a burn. Just looks really natural. Okay, now I am using a blush, and this is Super Orgasm from NARS, and it's just a really nice pinky peach. It does have like a gold sheen to it, which is really pretty. And just taking that right above the hollows of my cheeks. Looks really pretty and natural. If I do want an extra pop of color, I use another blush, and this one is also from NARS, and it's called Gaiety. It's just a little bit brighter of a pink, and I just pop that like more towards the apples of my cheeks, but not right on the apples of my cheeks, because I feel like that just look isn't in anymore. I used to really go crazy on my apples, but I kind of like to leave it on the outside part of my face. Okay, so I'm just going to tap off that brush and then just sort of blend everything in together. And if I want to add a highlight, I've been using this highlight from Sally's. It's the Femme Couture Summer Kiss. It's just a really pretty gold highlight, and I'm just applying this to the very top of my cheekbones. Again, same brush, because I don't have time to look through my bag and find something else, so it's just quick and easy. Okay, next for brows. Brows are something that I do not leave out, because I feel like your brows are, I feel like it finishes your look and makes you look a little bit more polished, like you actually put a little bit of an effort in. So I always like to do them. Plus my eyebrows are really uneven, so they need a little bit of shape. So I'm just going to line the top of my eyebrows and the bottom, and then fill them in wherever I need to. So getting four kids ready in the morning is really challenging, and during the week it's so busy. I feel like there's always something. Every day there's something. So, and for each kid it seems like, whether it's driver's ed or appointments or soccer, even on the weekends it's pretty hectic. Rides to work is just crazy, and our kids are ranging from 7 to, my son just turned 18. Was it yesterday or the day before? I think the day before. So from 7 to 18, it's just a mix of chaos basically, but it's really fun, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Plus I work full-time, my husband works full-time, so it is just crazy. Okay, and I always run through with a brush or a comb. It can look kind of cakey, especially, I don't know if I mentioned, I use the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. It can look, gets a little bit thick after a while, and it can look cakey, but if you comb through it, it looks much better. Okay, for eyeshadow, I've just been using the Shade and Light eye palette. I love this palette. It is so nice. The only thing that I wish is that it had a shimmery shade in it, but I'm going to go ahead and use my highlighter for that. And I'm just taking this gray shade. I'm just taking this right into the crease and on the outer corner. And then I'm also going to apply a little bit on my lower lash line. And lately I've been using a napkin because I don't want to have to go back in and fix my concealer. So I'll just take like a napkin or a paper towel and just hold it underneath my eye so I don't have a bunch of eyeshadow right here where I applied concealer already. And it actually works pretty well. Same thing over here. And then I will just wipe that brush off and go in with like one of these lighter shades. That one looks good, and just highlight. And sometimes I don't even do this. You don't really need to because it kind of has its own natural highlight since it's darker, but if you can add that extra step, it does look a little bit better. And then in the inner corners, and brightening up the eyelid a little bit. So I will grab my highlighter, and just to add a little bit of shimmer to the eye so it's not so matte, I just take a little bit and pop some in the inner corner and just blend it onto the lid like that. Okay, for my liner, I have been using this and I love it. It's from Physicians Formula, and it's almost exactly like the Kat Von D, but a lot less expensive. It has the same brush. It's super black, and it's supposed to make your eyelashes grow. It has a, it says 2-in-1 lash boosting eyeliner and serum, and I haven't been using this for that long, maybe a few weeks, but I think I have noticed that my eyelashes have gotten a little bit longer. Maybe not fuller, which I wish it would do that, but I have noticed that they seem to be a little bit longer. So I quickly apply this. And it goes on really nice and smooth, and it's just really good for a drugstore. It's not the cheapest drugstore product, but it beats paying like 20 bucks for a liner. Okay, and this is the lash curler that I use. I've tried a lot of different eyelash curlers, and this one is by far my favorite. I've even tried the Shu Uemura, and this one I feel like really curls my eyelashes. And I have like super straight lashes that don't stay curled, so I've had a hard time finding one that I really like, but this one works really great. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Perversion. This is just a sample size. I really like this mascara. It reminds me a lot of the L'Oreal Voluminous. It has like a natural, not natural bristle, but it's not like one of those plastic bristles. So I like these ones much better, and the formula is really nice. It doesn't weigh my lashes down too much. It does take a little bit longer to dry than the L'Oreal Voluminous, but I like it. I'm taking a little bit onto my lower lashes. And for lips, my lip combo has been Myth from MAC. I apply this first just to mute out any discoloration, and then I apply Please Me from MAC. And that's pretty much it. Sometimes I'll use a lip liner, but when I'm in a hurry, sometimes I just don't have time. So then I'll go ahead and take out my clips And because we're going for like a messy, beachy kind of look that's easy to do, I just mess with my hair until it looks okay and then spray some hairspray. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.